said that's the play. That was the play, right?
Yeah.
What was that? So the play was the law?
Yeah.
Because
It was the lob. I threw the lob. That's all I had to do. I did my job. I threw the lob.
Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. You're here with Salty Siteine. We're here with Salty, Coach Ben, Larry Austin Jr., Cam Holden. We are piloting a podcast. So that means this is the first time we've done this. We don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. As you can see on the basketball court when I'm out there, I just do whatever's in front of me. So I don't know what I'm doing. These guys kind of know what they're doing because they're a team. They're usually like this. But we're having a go at this podcast thing. So one thing we do want to ask from you guys is if you have any questions or ideas on what you'd want to hear from the players, the coaches. You're going to hear from Larry and Cam today, a bit of their background and stuff like that. You're going to hear from Ben today. You might want to know something about me. I don't know. But just anything like that, we're going to roll into some ideas. So that'll be really great. But we do want you to know that this is just our first podcast, so we're going with the flow here. So, again, let me do the introductions. Larry Austin Jr., how are you today?
Yeah, my name DJ LA Smooth on the pod. But y'all know me as Larry Austin Jr. No, I'm just playing. But I'm doing well, man. No complaints. Glad to be here. Glad to see y'all.
Excellent.
But like I said, LA Smooth on the pod.
There you go. LA Smooth's on the pod. We got Coach Ben Thomas. Ben, good to be here.
Yeah, I'm just Ben Thomas. No LA Smooth. Yeah, obviously, like you say, first time doing it. Really excited. I think, I'll bring a new angle to the team and, interaction between the fans and us is always good. So really happy to be here. Looking forward to seeing how it goes.
And this, we don't want to do serious, eh? Well, I don't, I'm not a serious guy. He's going to break into serious because that's his coaching mentality. Cam, how are you?
I'm doing well. Like you just introduced me, my name is Cam. Also go by Slim. Just to bring a new thing to the team. I feel like we kind of need this sometime to talk things out. So hopefully the fans take advantage of this and want to ask us questions that they always wonder. See someone on the bench you want to ask. I know I get a lot of questions about sometimes me and being in a relationship, but honestly, it's just us competing. So hope we can just show in the podcast that we want to we freely open to talk. So,
and that's what the podcast is all about.
That's the most I've ever heard Cam speak.
Yeah.
Except when he's on the floor talking to other players, of course.
Of course.
Then there's a lot. Anyway, but we'll get into that. And that's what the podcast is all about. We just want to, I think we want to open up as a team and stuff like that and let everyone know the background. And it doesn't have to be on the here and now. It can be like, we're going to get to know some of the players and we want to get to know the background of the stuff and stuff like that. So rolling into that, let's get into some of the background. Larry, give us some of your background. Where were you brought up? Where were you born? College, high school?
Yeah, so I'm from Springfield, Illinois. I went to Lanford High School. Really loved it there 4 years. Loved it. And then I went off to college. I committed to Tennessee originally with Quanzo Martin, but he left and went to Cal. And then I committed to Xavier University in Cincinnati, played there 2 seasons. Then I transferred to Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee. Played a season there, sat out a year, played a season there, graduated from there. And then I did my final year, 5th year at Central Michigan University. So it was pretty solid.
So for people that aren't familiar with the college game or the high school or the college scene and stuff like that, how you're saying you're going different places, you started here, you went there, you transferred there.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of background on how that works.
So, go ahead. My bad.
And the demographics of that. Yeah.
So it was good. Like I said, I committed to Tennessee, but then Coach Quanzo Martin left, went to Cal. He wanted me to come out to Cal with them. But then it was like, it was late when I decommitted from Tennessee, so everyone was recruiting, and then I had 5 official visits set up again, and then, but it was late in the game. I took a visit to Xavier, and I thought that was a great fit for me with Chris Mack, and I actually enjoyed it, but then ended up transferring there just transferred then, went to Vanderbilt with Coach Bryce Drew. He was at Valpo years before going to Vanderbilt, did well, had success at Valpo. So I knew him from then. Then I went to Central Michigan. Know Quanzo Martin. Coach Keno Davis was at Central Michigan. Know him. And then on that staff was also Kevin Gamble, who played at Lanphier with me in high school. I mean, not with me, but he played there.
The same place.
At the same place. And then he went to the NBA, but I played AAU with his son as well. So he was on staff at, at Central Michigan. So I went there, but then he ended up leaving to go coach for the Raptors. But it still turned out well for me at Central Michigan, so it was good.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah. That's a good background and stuff like that, eh?
Yeah.
Cam, what about you? What's your background?
Whew, where do I start?
Well, hang on. I've got a list here if you want.
I'm from a small town called Forsyth. It's only everybody know each other. It's like one big family, kind of similar to Ellsmere-Port. Big community. Everybody know each other. I started at Gulf Coast State, which is a junior college, because my grades wasn't there. So I was very talented in basketball. So I realized that in basketball that I needed to work on things, and junior college gave me the opportunity. So I'm always going to shout out to Gulf Coast. I mean, they had wonderful staff, wonderful people. The teacher was wonderful. They worked with me. They taught me to be not rude off the court. I had some brat issues. I always thought I was the best because I was very good growing up. So every time I talk about my basketball career, I always shout out Gulf Coast because I would never make it far as a person without them. So after Gulf Coast, I had a successful season. I went to UT Martin. My coach passed away at UT Martin. Had a successful year as a player. Didn't have the career I wanted at UT Martin. So then I transferred to Towson, which Coach Gary picked.
Sorry, Cam. I think it's quite an interesting story about why UT Martin stood out. The basketball shoe story. I think people might like to hear.
Oh, yeah. So in junior college, we was in a championship. We were playing a team called Florida Southwestern. And I had about 40-plus coaches in the crowd. And one of my shoes blew out. So in junior college, you don't get that much gear or anything. Like, you got to get it from the mud. Like, what you got is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So the championship game, my shoe blew out. And I was looking at one of the managers, and I was like, I need a shoe. And I just seen Parker Stewart, dad came and gave me some orange shoes. And one of my teammates said, "You going to UT Martin, ain't you?" I said, yeah. We running down the court. I was like, yeah, I'm going to UT Martin. I like that just sold it right there. But yeah, that's a unique story, And I also forgot to say, like, throughout my college career, I always played the 4 or the 5. Like, I never played guard. So everybody be like, why do you post up? Why do you rebound?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I pass unique, so that's why I had the opportunity. I never have the best handles, but I could dribble the ball well enough to not get it stole. So at Towson, they played me at the point forward position where I got comfortable coming off ball screens. Scary always taught me to just play hard, be a better defender. So they gave me the toughness side. So every spot I went in college made me who the player I am today. So I always shout out them 3 schools. And how I got here is because Ben recruited me as a point guard. He gave me the opportunity. He believed in me as a point guard. He believed in me that I have the skill to play at this level. And I know a lot of people always be like, me and Ben go at it, but we just both winners at the end of the day. So I always thank him for the opportunity, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, that's awesome. But that's nice that where it rolls into how you were playing the 4-5, because I think a big part of your game now is that you're a big guard, and when you go inside, there's not a lot of people that can guard you. But then, even if there are big people, you can handle them as well. So a lot of post play is a good game of yours. Do you recruit like that, Ben? Do you look like that? Because Larry can rebound too.
Yeah, I think
LA Smooth, man. LA
Smooth. Slim and LA Smooth.
Oh, sorry.
One of my favorite films is Moneyball, and I think there's a quote in the movie that says if we try and recruit like them, we'll never be able to beat them. So it's if we try and recruit like other teams who have bigger budgets and all that sort of stuff, we'll never beat them if we're trying to do the same thing. So we try and look for players who are unique, who bring a different side of basketball to us. So like you say, we've got 2 guards here who are really, really good around the rim, whereas, a traditional point guard or shooting guard is, their gravity's at the 3-point line taking shots. We've got guys who rebound, get inside, and then obviously create for our unique bigs like Skylar, Bobby, that sort of stuff, who can shoot the ball really well.
It rolls really well into that recruiting type and what your team chemistry is and what you look for in a team. And Sorry, I was going to say Cam and Larry, but let's go Slim and, LA Smooth.
LA
There you
Smooth.
go.
Kiss FM.
What happened to LA
Radio.
Oh,
I like when I hear that when you score. I'm retired LA baby.
No, this is just the pod. This is just the pod. This is just
so what do you want on the floor? So when I yell out, everyone remembers you as LA Baby, and they had all this thing, and that was due to Shafty, right? When he used to go, LA Baby, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I sometimes still do that. But give me another one. What's the other one?
That's okay.
No, I like the other one. What is
I'm
it?
just locked in on the game. I really don't even be hearing it.
I hear it.
Oh, I'm going to trip you up next time, so you listen to me then.
I probably won't hear. Hang on.
But it's really good to have these two here, Ben, in terms of, like you said, that uniqueness, because you don't have I don't think there's another guard in the league that is a good offensive rebounder as Larry. And then also Cam's game, inside, outside game. That's that uniqueness you're talking about, right? And then as a team, you're a run and gun team, so you don't look for a traditional big man that's going to go right into the post, or a one guard that's just going to hang out on the three. Does that always in the back of your mind as well?
Yeah, I think it probably goes back to Larry's last season with us, when we had Larry and Will Neighbour, and towards the end of the season when Mike Otrobi had left, Tajay got injured, we were really sort of light at that forward spot. So like we had, like I say, Will and Jamel and stuff like that. And even Maceo, we pushed Maceo to the fore as well for those last couple of months. It's like we realised that teams really struggled with that sort of identity in terms of, you know, bigs who are playing at perimeter, guards who are going to get downhill. Obviously, Larry and Marcus at the time were very good at getting into the paint, and Maury as well. So yeah, since then it's been sort of like our identity and something that we've wanted to recruit like that.
Yeah, and it seems to be working, eh?
Yeah, and I think there's a few teams around the league that are trying to copy us and do the same with some of their profiles this year as well.
Well, I think they struggle in matching up, eh? How do you guys feel with those matchups? I mean, you going downhill, Larry. There are some good guards in the league this year, though, eh? There's quite a few good guards, but in terms of going downhill, when you get the ball in the open court and you look up, do you even look up, or do you just catch and go? What's your mindset? Whatever's in front of you?
Yeah, just go.
What does Coach Ben let you do? Anything?
I'd like him to look up a little bit more.
Yeah, just look up, see what's in front of me, see who open, things like that. And then if it's a downhill drive, then I go. But somebody else open, I'll pass it.
And you don't care who's in front of you, though, eh? It's
Nah.
small, big, medium,
Yeah, no, I don't.
and you just go straight at them. But that's what's good about a guard, and I think guards with that downhill mentality, they have to think like that. Not like, I'm going to get blocked. You're just going to go,
Yeah,
and you're quick enough to do that.
yeah.
Hey, you said he was going to give the one answer,
Right.
and he's giving. What about you, Cam? When on a fast break situation, so if we're looking at from like when Larry goes downhill, the fans, they love that kind of thing. When you'll get in the ball and stuff, you don't push as quick down court, but you get down court. And I mean, last couple of games, some of your putbacks.
Yeah, them dunks.
Ooh. Where I mean, some of them I was like, oh, where did that come from?
Athlete.
Yeah, sometimes I be forgetting I'm kind of athletic. You know,
Yeah.
me and Larry kind of been running into each other all game. So I told Larry, I said, I'm dunking the next one. I said, sometimes we have a conversation while falling on the ground trying to rebound, and he just laughs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to play a little faster. I mean, last year, my rookie season, I think I was playing a little too slow, and I was uncomfortable at the one spot. This year, I want to push the tempo a little bit. I mean, I'm not fast as Larry, so if I don't beat him, I always got like the back down post up thing I got. So, yeah, so I think it's unique that I can post up as a guard because I put pressure on the defense from that spot. I feel like teams respect me from that spot. Also, I feel like I get my teammates open. Like I pass very well from the post, so.
Yeah, I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree.
But I think like me passing from the post, just getting to my spots, get my teammates involved, being me, help my teammates go. We got shooters like Ben recruited. Ben also brought one of my best friends who was a great shooter who had 37 points. So
Let's go there. Let's go there. Nick Timberlake.
Nick Timberlake.
Yeah. How much sway did you have in him being here?
Not that much. I just play.
Don't lie.
I just play.
I'll tell you a little bit. So
Here we go. Here comes the truth.
when we got sent Cam's profile a couple of summers ago, the first video that we watched, I couldn't believe Nick Timberlake was on the court. Like, I didn't know who he was, but he absolutely had an unbelievable game. Cam had a great game as well. The tape that I watched, But from that moment forward, then we were really interested in Nick. Like even like last year, we were speaking to Cam because I know he had an extra year of eligibility, and we sort of said, love to bring him here. But obviously, he transferred to Kansas, had a decent year in Kansas, and we sort of thought that he wouldn't be on our radar. And then obviously, when we made changes, sort of like late November, early December time, it was just the stars aligned, you could say, and he became available as well. So. He's somebody that we've been interested in a long time.
So you've been watching him already?
Yeah, of course.
Because when he first turned up, and this is just me looking at it, but you can tell by his form that he's a shooter because he's got his shot technique and his form is really nice, but he wasn't hitting as much. And then he just blew out in that game you're talking about, Cam. How was the chemistry with you guys in college and stuff? You just mentioned he's your best friend. Is that on and off the court?
Yeah, me and Nick with each other off the court so much to the point where like we used to ask each other what we eating for dinner.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah.
dates.
Larry me and Larry were best friends, and Larry always made a joke and be like, "Oh, you gonna drop me when he comes?" So I still take Larry on dates, but
Oh man.
anywho, but yeah, the chemistry is well. Shooting and inside, can't put a better pair together. I feel like this system fit him well. I didn't want to put him in a position where he was just gonna be uncomfortable. Like he's my friend, and I want to put my friend in a spot where he could be himself. And I feel like Ben gave him the opportunity to be himself. Like, sprinting to the corner, shooting threes, running off staggers. I told Ben, I think we was playing Sheffield when Larry threw the lob. I whispered to TJ and said, one thing Ben could do is drop a play.
Yeah.
And he said, he looked at me and like, I said, one thing Ben could do is drop a play. And he drew up a play, threw up the lob, but missed it, but it still got the shot where we needed.
Larry's pass was terrible. Let's just put that.
We gonna say we gonna no. We said that's the play. That was the play, right?
Yeah.
Why was that? So the play was the lob?
Yeah.
Because
it was the lob. I threw the lob. That's all I had to do. I did my job. I threw the lob.
Everybody asked me, was the play to go to off? And I'd be like, we gonna say that.
Yeah. Because that play was open, right? Because people are like
Nick was wide open.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, on the layup. Sorry, on the layup.
Nah.
But I was like, actually, Nick was open on the first play, so they had a double
Yeah,
thing.
I can't throw my guy under the bus, man. He just got the rebound. That's what it was, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. We'll go with that.
Let's talk about, because it's great to have you two here. Let's talk about coming back and why you want to come back. You alluded a little bit about coming back, Cam, and it seemed last year and more so later on in the year, and this is just from an outside, from me looking in, and this year, it really seems like you're gelled together as a team, and it really feels like that. And last year, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, last year was the first time, this year was the first time, and it was the highest where we had brought the highest people back into the team, was 6 returning players. What? And Larry, you had a couple of stints here, then you went away and came back. What drew you back to here? Or did something draw you back? Or, yes, you knew the system and stuff like that, but what made you want to come back?
Yeah, just like Cam said, just the opportunity. Ben allows us to be ourselves here. So coming back from the last season, having that one, it was good. We've won here. They were winning last year, winning now. Just looking to win championship. We were out of the trophy, we're out of the cup, and now we have the league and the playoffs to look forward to winning. So just looking forward to doing those things and competing for those type of championships and things like that, and then just getting back on track and just having another successful season. Like we both had success here, like me playing with Ben, and Ben allowed me to be myself here. And then we went to 2 trophy finals when I was here. 1-1, lost one on a buzzer. And then we still have an opportunity to go to another final here. So we just keep progressing, keep going, things like that. I think we'll be fine.
Because in all honesty, and I'm not just saying this, but I don't know if Newcastle was your best fit.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it was because there was a lot more guards or what it was.
Yeah, we just had a lot of guards. I think I was playing a 3 there, but we make adjustments, go into situations, not knowing really. Yeah. But it was all right though, because like I said, like I enjoyed it, but at the same time it wasn't the thing for my career. Yeah. But it's all right though. Like I have no ill will towards them. Like everything is still good. Like I still talk to Mark. Like when they come here, we still communicate. I still communicate to the players. I still talk to the players that were on the team last season. Congratulated on their trophy win this season. But here it's just like me playing my actual position. You know, just playing a 1, playing a 2. You know, there I was just really just stuck in the corner most of the time playing a 3. But
bit more comfortable, right?
yeah, definitely more comfortable and things like that. But like I said, it's no ill will or anything like that. It's just the situation we had because people were hurt, and then I know there was a stint where people got hurt, and I had to go play the 3 because we had those other 2 guards. We were guard heavy. Every guard could play. You know, everybody could play on that team. You know, so it was all good though. Like I said.
It's good to see you too when Newcastle came and you still get on and talk to people. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, for sure. Like I said, there's no ill will.
Yeah. Cam, what about you coming back and then signing for next year that you've already signed? No. What about you coming back?
But having a bigger role. Last year, I felt like my role wasn't needed that much. I mean, I was a great teammate. We had great players like Aaron, Rod, Maceo, and LaQuincy was 3 great players. Even Ethan. So like my role, I wanted a bigger role. I wanted to see if I could lock in on having a bigger role. I feel like this year I showed a glimpse that like I could be in that role. I could be that guy. I feel like I still need to improve on a couple of things. You know, I feel like I let up a little bit and I'm coasting right now. So I feel like I got to be better in that department right now. But, you know, just family. You know, family orientated my first year. I mean, you couldn't be welcome no better your first year.
Nice.
You know, being on a team like outside of the team. Let's not even talk about basketball. Like fans, volunteers, people like you I talk to every day. It's hard to like say no to not coming back to that. You know, I went home and I honestly felt like Cheshire was home. So it felt weird even going home back to my hometown because the relationship I built in my first year, you know, so it's hard to not go out there and fight for people that come cheer for you, you know, take off for their jobs, you know, hearing that like I took off work to ride the bus to come to Surrey. So that's the type of program I wanted to be on, like type of club I wanted to be on. I mean, of course, we don't have stuff like London, Manchester, well, I don't know about Manchester, but Newcastle, stuff like that. But no team had the fan base we have. No team beat the drum and steal your defense while we were losing by 20. Like I heard that at Sheffield, like they still cheer while we was down by 20.
Yeah.
And like I heard them cheer while we was down, and they cheered just as loud when we tied it up. So. Stuff like that, little things, you know. And
because you have to be good you have to feel comfortable off the court, right?
Yeah, you want to compete for your fans, and I feel like they don't take a night off. Like they don't take one night off, and for us to like, you know, be kind of like, don't bring it every night, kind of disrespectful, you know. Being to bring it up and remind us, but it's kind of disrespectful to them because they got to pay. They got families already. They could be with their family. They could watch it from TV just as easy, but they actually cheer. They actually beat on drums. They actually. Like, I know fans that have been here since day one and still show up the game, you know. But, you know, back on, like, I wanted a bigger role. I wanted to, like, prove to, like, this league that I can play and compete. And I feel like I'm doing that as an individual. But I feel like as a team, I'm not putting the team where I want to be at right now. But, you know, we dropped the trophy. We dropped the cup. But I feel like we need to look forward and, like, focus on what we got right now. I feel like we can still finish the season on a positive note. And, like, you want to play your best basketball at the end. So, I feel like we still ain't played the game we wanted, you know. It's kind of crazy to say the best game I ever seen at Cheshire was the first game I ever played. It's kind of nuts to say, but.
Oh, really?
You know, but because we didn't miss a shot. Like, that was kind of a flawless game we ever played. But.
And what game was that?
It was Leicester, our first game.
Leicester away it was, yeah.
Like, it couldn't be no better offensively.
Yeah.
You know, but. I feel like we got to focus on finishing this season the right way. You know, I feel like we had a couple bumps, but I feel like we keep looking back. All the thing we're going to go is backwards. So let's look forward and
you gotta look forward,
be positive, cheer each other on, and let's finish this thing the right way.
And touching on a couple of things you said there, Cam, and Ben will know this, you saying about the fans and the way they support the team and stuff like that, that goes all the way back to Northgate Arena days, Ben, when Chester... Jets, or as they were known back then, had come through the league. And that's always been within these fans, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Northgate was probably one of the worst arenas in the country.
The floor was awful.
The lighting, the wooden backboards, double rims, all that sort of stuff. And I know oppositions hated it, but, you know, it was a fortress, and the Jets and Phoenix went, or, you know, whoever you want to say was playing there. the biggest asset was always the fans, and I was one of them. James, our general manager, was one of them. You came over from New Zealand to be one of them as well. So, there's a lot of really good people that we want to go out and play for every night.
And touching still on the fans and the way they travel and that, and I always say to them when I'm on court, I'm like, make a noise. These players can hear you. And I know Larry said he doesn't, but he does.
I hear the fans.
See,
I was talking about the commentating.
You just say that you don't hear Ben, right?
No, I hear him too.
I think everyone hears Ben. But that having that fan base and having that support behind them, that's surely got to lift the team and the players, right?
Yeah. Let's just go back to our last home game against Newcastle. I wouldn't say the arena was full by any means. Obviously, there was quite a lot of empty seats, but how noisy it was, how loud it was at the end of the game. Even some of the players made a point, like they got right behind us, got back in the game right at the very end, and obviously made an unbelievable play, unbelievable shot, and that was because they gave us the energy towards the end when we needed it.
Yeah, and that rolled on to. I mean, let's roll into this. So, how many tough games have you guys dug a hole and come out of this season? Surely that's not the game plan. How does that? So let's go into this. So Newcastle, buzzer beater, Sheffield down 23, and then coming back to nearly going into overtime. How does that both mentally and physically take a toll on you?
It takes
or
one,
does it not?
like you said, it's not the game plan. It takes a toll for sure because we know we could have won, things like that. But it also shows, on the other side, it shows that we have fight, have some dog, and we have perseverance, and we have resilient. We're resilient. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep fighting to the end. But like you said, we can't dig ourselves a hole like that. Why are we doing that? Ben talks about it all the time. Why are we coming out right away, ready to play? It's good to know that we could do it, but that's not something we want to do, and that's not the trait we want to have. So. We want to get the job done early and things like that. So we just have to focus on coming out stronger and just being ready to play from the jump.
Does that give you a boost, mental wise, in terms of you come out of a game like Newcastle, that's got to be mentally draining. Okay, physically it probably was draining as well, but mentally. But then to go straight back into a game against Sheffield like that and be in it again, and then come out of that, and then we're into Surrey on Friday.
Yeah.
How do you guys pick yourself up to go back into these games?
Like we said, we can't do nothing about them. So we just got to look forward to the next game. Prepare and practice. All week leading up to that game. So just letting that game go, after the game, when the clock starts 12 a.m., it's a new day.
Yeah.
So we don't have to think about it anymore, So we just go and keep moving forward and just worry about Surrey.
That's good. So you're just focusing on the next one, right?
Yeah.
You do a bit of video, I'm sure, Ben, on bits and stuff, what happened in the game, and then go over that, and then straight on the next.
Right.
Cam's laughing there.
Yeah, we definitely do. I think you're talking there about that mental toll that games take. I think, when you come out of that game with a win, that mental toll is nowhere near as bad. When you come out with a loss and you were so close, I think it's a little bit harder to then obviously pick the group back up, and then it's tough on us. It's tough on the team to sort of refocus for the next one. But yeah, we've put ourselves in some real bad situations this year in terms of getting down by 20 or, being up by 30 and then, winning a game by 2 points or something like that. So it's really good to know that we have that in us. I don't think there's many teams around the league that can sort of say they can get back into a game when being 20 down.
Yeah.
We know we can. We've just got to learn to stop doing it.
Yeah. You don't want to rely on that, right?
No, not all. And that's a point that I make to the guys all the time. It's if we'd have played better, even, 50% better in the first half against Sheffield, not a perfect performance, we'd have won that game by double figures. We've just got to look for a full 40-minute performance. And I still, at this point, don't think we've seen it out of ourselves. Obviously, new team now, new players coming in. It's been a tough sort of period practicing and stuff. And, like Cam said before, we want to be playing our best basketball towards the end of the season, March, April time, going into playoffs. And we've just got to look forward. We're doing enough at the moment to win and putting ourselves in a position that we're still in sort of striking distance with those teams above us. But we have to get better. We know that.
And we're talking about looking at into the end of the season and stuff like that, and playing better at the end of the season. How do we? Do you think you're in a slump now? I mean, now let's not talk losing slump. Let's just talk, in like being 23 down in those situations. Because, like you said, you don't want to. That's not something that you want to rely on every game. Yes, it's great to have it in your back pocket to say, "Bam, there it is. We're out of here." And it's kind of in your guys' DNA now, in terms of like being a magician and being able to pull that out. But you want to focus on getting started a bit better, and not being there.
Again, like we're not sort of like playing the victim or anything like that. We've had a tough time in terms of changes in the team, injuries, stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of things that we want to work on at the moment. We really can't. We're working on things in games. The last few games, to be fair, Caledonia away were down 7 with 52 seconds to go. Newcastle were down 5 with 20 seconds to go. Sheffield were down 9 with 26 seconds to go. Like, and apart from the Sheffield game, we've come out on the right side. But look, we know that we aren't playing our best basketball, but I think that's a really positive at this time of the year. We're right there. I believe Sheffield are probably the best team in the league, 1 through 10. And we played for 15 minutes and we lost by 2 points. So, we play for 25 minutes, it might be a different game. We play for 40 minutes, it's definitely going to be a different game. So, look, we're really positive. We want to get everyone back on court. Obviously, hopefully Cam's getting back and, TJ's getting back and stuff like that. And, we really believe that we've got what it takes.
Oh, nice. That takes us brilliantly into Mr. Holden. How's your injury?
It's going
What
well.
is the injury?
It's a groin right now.
Okay.
Something that bothered me last year a little bit. It's a little day by day right now. I should be back this weekend. I might not be 100%, but I think I could be enough to help the team.
So Friday in Surrey?
Friday in Surrey.
Okay.
I think I should be back. Might not be 100%, but I think I could help the team out in ways. So,
We'll take a 70% Cam any day, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think I.
Larry,
I
what do you reckon? 70% Cam?
Yeah, facts any day.
Yeah, I think I'll be out there. But it's day by day. I don't want to baby it. I feel like I'm kind of worried. I'm more worried than it's kind of mixed in between of worried and hurt right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I just go out there and play, it'll just die down. But hopefully I can get it back to full strength.
So, I mean, people may know this, may not know this. We've all been through injuries because we're all physical specimens, aren't we? Especially me and Ben.
Facts.
Yeah, facts, exactly. But for people who aren't sure about it, and Larry, you've been through this just recently with your hamstring and that. How and I'm going back to the mental.
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans. Oh, did no one know?
I don't know.
Oh, I meant
I'm just
knee. Oh, yeah. For going back to the mental thing again, how does an injury mid-season affect you moving forward? And Cam, you touched on being scared and injured in the moment. So how does it affect you like that? And how does it affect you coming back into games? And Larry, you can be the same and explain a bit on this too, in terms of how much you can let go. If you know do you know what I mean?
What's kind of bad about me and Larry's style that we don't have a cool style of basketball. Like it ain't a let go style of basketball. We don't play cool. It's kind of a rough and gritty style. So
yeah.
I can't go out there and be cool. I can't go out there and I don't play a cool style. I like to be rough. I like to be physical. So I think when I get out there and just once you get the adrenaline pumping, it'll die down. Probably once somebody say something I don't like, I probably get going from that. So
normally that's me.
Yeah. I'll be good from that. But once I get it going, get the adrenaline pumping,
you think you'll be all right with
I'll be all right, And I feel like we'll be fine. A lot of people think like they compare us to a team from last year, which is second place.
Yeah.
But I feel like once we get it flowing, we still ain't had the game that we wanted. We still ain't had the shooting that we wanted. Once we get the shooting going, then it'll be easy for us to get in the paint. It's just we all help each other in a way. Like if the shooting get going from guys like Skylar, Bobby, TJ, Tariq, RJ, and then the paint's me and Larry. And I don't think too many people one-on-one want to deal with me and Larry.
Ooh.
So You know,
That's that dog. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Dog.
Also, I talk about the offensive end, but we definitely got to work on the defensive end. You know, that's definitely a key point. I feel like we just fixed a couple things. You know, right now I think we're bottom, which we can't be bottom. You know,
Yeah.
if we're gonna be running gun, we can't keep pulling the ball out of the nets.
Yeah.
So once we fix that end, fix a couple screws, you know, couple adjustments, get flowing, fast break, crowd into it, we'll be back where we want to be at.
Yeah. And what about you, Larry, in terms of that injury as well? Getting back on the court and knowing whether you can stretch it out or hold back.
Yeah.
Does that have a factor in the way you play?
Yeah, it does. Because you can't really it's like groins and hamstrings are tricky.
Yes.
So it's really tricky. But you just do the best you can when you're off the court to try to get back and just heal up and just really take your time. But you know what your body can take. And you know what you can do. So I think Cam answered it best.
Cool.
And some gentle words of persuasion to Larry normally helps.
Oh, does it? I was trying to bribe him with what these guys call candy or you guys call sweets and I call lollies. I was trying to convince Larry to have some candy on the sidelines to get him going. He wasn't even in uniform, and I was like, "Hey, Larry, come on, let's go." But speaking of candy, sweets, lollies, Cam, you got known last year as the gummy bear. Like you always had gummy bears on the sideline. You still doing that?
Yeah, I'm still in my teammates' gummies, so you just kind of told on me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was yours. I thought you had them.
I wait till especially Larry. Larry was pretty angry last game, so when I took his gummies, I was kind of scared. So I was stealing them on the side, holding them to my right thigh while he was on the left side. So yeah, shout out to my teammates. Those they candy and mostly Amber. I wait till Amber get candy or Physio Ben. You know, I just walk by and just take candy. So I don't think nobody was saying that to me in the heat of the moment, but I owe a lot of people candy.
What's the candies? Is that just a boost for you or what?
I'd be kind of nervous, so
you what?
I'd be kind of nervous, so then the candy calm me down. So I'd be like,
"Oh, we should have some candy here today."
Yeah.
Although, hey, you've been what's your major?
Communication.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
See, we're
I
in
see,
it.
boy.
We're right here.
Degree.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, I think this season is probably one of the most even season in terms of teams across the board. I think the league's plateaued to here where, and we've seen it any given night, any given team can beat any other team. I know you go into games focusing on that one team and that, but how does it feel knowing that? And is it harder for you knowing that it is that even and we have to be on form nearly every week in and out? Not saying that you're not when you play other teams, but you know what I mean? How does it feel when you go into it thinking, man, across the board now we got to play not perfect, but we got to play up there, otherwise we'll lose.
Yeah, I think I've heard it a couple of times from different people about the league might be sort of less quality this year than previous years, or especially last year. I think if you took London away from last year, I think the quality of the player, the level of the player at the moment is as high as it's ever been. Like you say, there's 9 teams in the league. I know Caledonia are going through a bit of a rough time at the moment, but even them, those guys can beat anyone on any given night. There's no Plymouths, there's no Manchester's of old, there's no Surreys of old. Surrey have improved massively this season. So yeah, look, when your weakest link is strong, like the league itself is going to be strong, and it's positive. It's a good product out there. Obviously, DAZN now on board, the streaming and stuff. It's really good, and hopefully it just helps the game grow even more.
Because I know one thing that we're focusing on at Cheshire Phoenix. I should say Cheshire Phoenix. I just go out there and be a clown on mic like I'm doing now. One thing focusing on is the basketball's good, and we're focusing on the fan experience.
Yep.
And you guys mentioned it about how the fans bring in, a lot to you guys and bring that adrenaline and stuff like that. But it's not just about on-court, is it? And it was good that Cam touched base on it and Larry touched base on it in terms of part of the reason coming back is because of that. You, like you said, being a fan, and Brycey, being a fan, How has it been from you seeing these young people play? Or no, being young, watching the teams play, going into playing yourself and playing at a high level. Boys, did you know that? Have you Googled Ben?
Heard some stories.
Oh, you heard some stories.
Yeah,
What
some
about the good
stories.
ones?
I seen some film. He played in the summertime. I seen him pick and pop.
They didn't have film back then. Oh, sorry, that was me. This summer. Oh, that's summer.
This summer I seen some film.
Oh, with him and Mackie? With
Yeah,
the
I seen him catch and shoot. I said, okay.
Oh, was it with him and Greg?
Yeah, him and Greg.
Greg played in that.
And they lost in the championship with three BBL players too. Right?
Yeah, well,
I'm not a BBL player.
Oh, you
no.
didn't? Did you play that? You didn't. You were sick.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
No, obviously.
Jack Hudson played too.
Yeah,
I heard
Jack played, Ulf played, Skylar played some games.
Oh yeah.
I heard Ben bench Skylar one game. Skylar said he benched me as a teammate.
I told him that he couldn't take dribble pull-up threes. He could only catch and shoot, and he kept doing it, so I subbed him off.
In the summer league, which happens still at the Sports Village. I don't even know what time we're meant to finish or anything like that, but I'm enjoying myself. So let's do something like this though. Let's do some just random questions that I got for you guys, and it's just something like I don't know. We can do this with you guys because we're going to have other players on, but let's go like who is or no. Let's start easy. What was your best game? What's your best game been? Or your best game or your best memory. Well, when playing for the Phoenix, Larry.
Well,
I know mine, but
my best memory was winning a trophy in a dunk I had here at the EPSV.
You did have a dunk.
Yeah,
Part of my
yeah.
YouTube. I sent it to you.
Oh, did you get someone?
Yeah.
Caledonia.
It was bad.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And you say your best memory was the winning the champ?
Yeah, winning a chip.
Go a little bit further. Come on.
Well, that was my first time being in this league, and we won the trophy final. We beat London. It was pretty solid.
And
what?
is that all? You just beat London in the final? That was it?
What we do? What you talking about?
No, I'm not. No, nothing. I'm not going to bring it up. Cam?
I want to know what happened.
I don't know.
Me
If he
too.
lost.
No.
What, we won?
Yeah, you did.
Of course,
Yeah, you did.
who
I'm
you
joking. I'm joking.
The MVP thing?
I'm joking. No.
Oh,
He forgot something.
yeah. What I'm missing?
What, did you get MVP?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that-
did you?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, you don't want to mention that?
I don't know. I guess. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you got MVP. Yell it out, man.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Got MVP too for the finals. Cam?
Yeah.
I want to give a unique answer, but I had to sound just like Larry the Trophy.
Mm.
I think I hit my first three. They left me open. I remember Grantham just waved me off and just let me shoot the ball. I know the percentages was like bad at the moment, so he's just like, I'll shoot it. And I hit my first one. And then I caught it the next time. I was like, I'm going to shoot it again. I was like, I'm coming out, I'm going to shoot it. And I shot it. And then I remember Zany was like, he better hit this. And I hit it. And I did a little celebration. Like,
Yeah, the celebration was crazy.
yeah,
I liked it.
like holding my tongue out, like showing the guys I wasn't like scared. And I just never forget in the huddle, Aaron was just like, go have fun. And I was like, you're right, let's have fun. I was like, so it felt like a little backyard game. We beat them, and I never forgot they brought up budgets to us. So then I was like, obviously you're gonna play the budget game when you lose, but and, that's a great memory. Great battle. I mean, if them two teams can go at it one more time with no refs, I'd love to see that. But that's awfully the best memory I have.
Awesome. Ben, you've been, well, let's get a bit of history here. You took over head coach in 2017?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Before that, you were, I'm going to ask your best moment, but I just want to hit it back because you're going to have to go way back because there might be a best moment back there. Before 2017, you were assistant with Bert?
Yeah. So originally with John Lavery.
Oh, yeah, Lavo.
And then obviously there was a couple of changes made. So I think that was like 2013, 2014. And then there was a couple of changes made when Cafino came in.
Yep.
And then Lavo was moved to assistant coach. And then when Lavo got the job back, then I went back to sitting on the bench with him. And then when Colin came in, obviously that was then taken away from the bench, and then when Robbie Pearce, when Bert taken over in the interim, and then Robbie Pearce came in, that I was the assistant coach, and then when Robbie then left, in March 2017 is when I got the job full time.
So from 2017 to now, have you got a best memory, or is there loads?
I've said it quite a few times. I think, winning the cup in my first year as head coach, I think that was obviously very good, but I probably took it for granted that how hard it was to come across again. Then obviously winning with Larry's team, after so many years, I think obviously it sort of proved that the hard work was paying off. And then especially last year, after the trophy final, me and James sort of like just shared a minute, just like looking up at the crowd and seeing everyone in their t-shirts and how many people travelled with us. I think that was probably the most special moment, is actually seeing the fans there. Obviously, my son was there as well. Unbelievable moment.
Yeah, good times, good times.
Speaking of memories.
Yes, sir.
My first ever scrimmage, you ref that game.
Whoa.
I almost lost my job because of you.
Oh, that was Bristol Flyers.
Bristol Flyers.
Oh, yeah.
You made a real bad call in front of our bench as well.
Yeah, so let's talk
just so you know, I don't make bad calls. What?
Let's talk about your ref career. It's about to play in Cheshire.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring up your ref career.
Yeah, let's bring it up.
Moving
on.
No. I don't know if you guys know this. We're actually sat next to the. What was your award this year? Best referee. It was like the Basketball England's best referee.
It was Northwest Ref of the Year. That's how it was. Yeah.
Okay, congrats.
Accolades.
Thank you. Yeah, you know. I keep saying they just gave it to the oldest guy that hadn't got it yet. So I was kind of on my way out, and they thought, well, before he goes, let's give him this.
You kind of entertain when you ref, though. You do both. I see you.
Well, hey, you know what's really funny now, though, is that people are recognizing me from being on the court, So then when I'm reffing games, I even have people say, hey, give us a timeout dance. And I'm like, oh, I'm reffing a game. I can't be like, but then, I mean, you saw Cam over at Liverpool time on time. I still joke around even when I'm reffing.
One girl yelled at you. You said, what'd I do?
Yeah. But it's funny now because I don't think people can take me as serious as I'm reffing now that I'm being a clown on the court. But yeah. Okay, let's go. Which team do you not like playing against?
I like playing against everybody.
Give me one.
I don't know.
Newcastle.
I like playing against everybody.
Who's the team that you'd go, ugh, them? You don't care?
Nah.
That's that dog.
That's what you want to call it.
Oh, okay. Cam, you got anyone?
There's somebody I'm like ill that I play against. It used to be Plymouth. Sorry, TJ. If you ever see
that's
this.
a good shout. You saying Plymouth though because they're
That's
not
far.
around anymore.
That's far.
I didn't enjoy going to Plymouth. I didn't enjoy playing at Plymouth, but there's no team like I don't like. But I feel like a lot of teams don't like us. So that's all I need to know. So if you don't like us, like I don't like you. So that's all I need is that energy to go out there. I need to understand that like teams come for us every night.
Do you get a lot of energy from because I need to say this respectfully. You talk on the court, eh? Do you get energy from that? Because, and I'll be honest with you, and Ben can back me up. When I used to play, I would talk to anyone and everyone, even about what we're having for, I shouldn't say this, dinner, but or anything. But I used to not get off on it, but it used to like, hey, here we go. I used to do it on the rugby field too.
Yeah, that's always kind of been a trademark with me, talking. I'm trying to get to know you though. Some people don't like that. I'll be trying to get to know you. Just get to know you, see what you're into.
Do you do things like that though when you're playing against someone and go, hey, how you doing? What
It ain't hey, how you doing. It's not hey, how you doing. It's kind of like a, walking by. I'll say something real slick.
Oh yeah.
Then when I get you to the point where I'll stop talking and just smile.
And then let them get off their heads.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't even want to talk anymore.
But
I kind of toned it down. Maybe I need to get back into it. I feel like I lost that edge too. I need to get back to chatting a little bit. What people mind at. Find out a little information.
Yeah, why not?
Find out what I was playing. How you stop? Don't know when it's gonna be published.
Oh, you can go.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm not. You don't
I'm
have to. You don't have to.
I'm gonna go, but I like the chat. I enjoy it. You know, I played outside a lot. You know, sometimes I say stuff below the belt. You know, Nick heard probably the worst of the worst, and he's no better. So I'm glad I got my road dog with me. You know, I hear Larry chat. Larry be behind me a little bit.
Yeah,
He'd be like, yeah. But
you're good for a bit of a chat too, eh, Larry?
Yeah.
I
So,
don't say too much.
Ah.
but it's kind of more to like get myself going. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you that little bit of
I don't want
energy.
to take it personal to the point like I forget, like I get lost into the game. You know,
Yeah.
I had incidents where I got lost and I made it me against him. I wanted to be just, you know, say something. Still,
And then let it go.
still
And
on
let
the
him
team.
lose his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Some
like
people,
that.
you know, knows me now. Kind of, I've been in the league. And they be like,
Yeah.
Cam, I know you. And I be like, all right, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget. I told Kyle Carey, I said, we miss you at Cheshire, and they said he just started laughing. And he was like, they say you do this to everybody. I said, that was on the scouting report.
That's cool though. Okay. Let's go with I can't say. Oh, actually, yeah. What team do you not like to coach against or go some? And it's not personal. Look, we're not. I'm not putting this question out there saying I hate this team and I don't like them. We're just, and it could be as simple as I don't like going to Plymouth, too far away.
Yeah, Plymouth wasn't very nice. However, on the flip side of that, like we'd normally like make a night out of it.
Yeah.
You know, stay over,
Was a fun night.
especially obviously during COVID times. Like we stay over and things like that. And you know, I gave the chance for some of the players last year to try experience, you know, a British cream tea for the first time on the way back out of Devon. So yeah, it's not Plymouth really. I don't like Manchester. Obviously, it's a derby. You know, I always want to beat them. It's not anything like say personal. It's just we want to beat them every single time we play them.
Yeah.
And obviously, like London last year as well. That was, you know, there's definitely some personal battles going on the court, and there's definitely personal battles going off the court as well. And we wanted to win.
Let's stick with you, Ben. And this is there's a lot of coaches in the league. Well, let me think. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches. Well, not a lot, but there's coaches in the league that have been there for quite a long time and stuff. Who do you not base your coaching around, but who is there a coach in the league where you go, you know what, I like his style, or not so much his style in coaching, or just the way he delivers things and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been around quite a bit now as well, and there's some
Yeah,
coaches that haven't got as much experience as me.
Yeah.
I do like the London coach. You know, I think he's very calm most of the time. I know he gets thrown out every now and again, but you know the way he is, his demeanor on the court and stuff is really good. And he can coach as well. Like he runs some really good stuff. Some of the battles that we've had against each other are really good, and you know hopefully towards the end of the season we can get into a few more.
The coaches talk.
Sometimes, sometimes we don't. Off the court, there's a couple of people that you sort of stay in contact with before the games. You know, it's very like, you know, niceties, pleasantries, all that sort of stuff. How are you doing? How's your family? All that sort of stuff. But
And then does it depend on how the game ends, whether the coach will keep talking? Or?
well, you don't really speak to them afterwards. Someone's obviously feeling some kind of way about losing.
That's
you know,
true.
I always like to be respectful and shake hands and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just part of the job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. Right. So I didn't know how much time we had, but we are looking to wrap up. And I asked this question before, and you guys said, "Nah, we don't want anything like it. We don't need to talk about anything." So I'm just going to throw it out there to see if there's anything else you want to talk about, like a rap career or anything, Larry.
Yeah, I'm going into rap. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing, man.
No. So
I'm on the ones and twos though. If y'all need me,
hey.
LA Smooth on the beats, DJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, I would say come and sit next to me, but Ben probably won't like that. Let's just tie it up with this. Moving forward, how do you see the team moving forward, or what do you want the team to do moving forward, and where do you want to see them by the end of the season?
Playing our best basketball.
And how's that going to happen?
Huh?
How's that going to happen?
Practice.
Yeah.
Very talkative.
Yeah. So you just want to see the team playing the best basketball, and you think
at the end of the season,
by the end you'll be there.
by the end of the season, that's when, like they said, like those two said, like by the end of the season, we want to be playing our best basketball. You know, and just getting all of our rhythm, getting everybody going together, just putting together a complete 40 minutes, and just getting better on the defensive end, improving each and every day, and that starts in practice. So that's where it's going to start, and it'll carry over to games. So just being able to, it's January right now, February, March, April, that's when you want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season. So just putting everything that's happened behind us, we had a lot of bumps and bruises, but we're not going to, sulk or anything about that. We're just going to look forward to all of the games. We still have, 19 league games left. That's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games, yeah.
So, we're not in a bad spot. Excuse me. We're not in a bad spot. We're not pushing the red button or anything like that. We're just going to continue to improve and continue to get better each and every day. And, by the end of the season, we'll be playing our best basketball.
Perfect. Cam?
Moving forward, I just want to see us gel, have fun with it. I mean, we don't work a 9 to 5. We come to work with sweatsuits. We come to work with shorts on. I don't remember the last time I put on a pair of pants. But, let's have fun with it, I feel like sometimes we dwell and we complain. I mean, of course, my body feels terrible, but, I mean, I put a basketball in a round hoop for a living. So, and I don't know how long I'm going to do it, but I need to enjoy it while I'm doing it. So I feel like
now.
Yeah. So I feel like we need to enjoy it. And I feel like we, right now, be like, we got 19 games. I feel like we need to be like, we got 19 games to prove a point, because we're never going to get these 19 games back.
Yep.
We never going to be this team again, I've never been on a team where everybody's the same the next year. So we need to enjoy each other, get at practice, have more fun. I feel like we got to bring the energy. And honestly, I feel like it started with me. I feel like I lacked in that department. I mean, huge, the last few weeks. But, yeah, I just want to see us have fun with it, Cool. I feel like once we have fun with it, that's when Cheshire Phoenix basketball started playing. And it all trickled down, We'll get the fans involved, get you jumping a little bit. So
Not very high.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like from the outside too. When you guys have fun, there's the win comes right behind it.
Yeah. Right. And of course we had changes, we got injuries. And I feel like we dwell too much on what's being bad and don't talk about what's being good. I feel like when we talk about what's being good, it'll start being positive. The energy will be better.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to work on the energy part right now and, stop feeling bad for everybody got a problem. Everybody go home.
Yeah,
After we leave this podcast,
Yeah.
we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
But once we step between the lines, we need to push the problem for the side and be like, let's compete and let's do it for the team.
I like that, being in the now, enjoying it. Ben.
Yeah, these guys have said it. Just playing our best basketball. Hopefully, get healthy and, just enjoy it. Cam touched on it there. We're in a privileged position to do what we do for a job. There's hundreds of thousands of people out there that probably want to be sat where these two guys are. There's probably thousands of people that want to be sat where I am. So, we can't take it for granted, and we've got to work hard every day.
That's awesome, and that's great within the team philosophy as well, and the club philosophy in terms of that fan base and having that as the experience, not just the players but all that kind of thing like that. So, thanks for coming along today, guys. I think it's been all right. What do you reckon? First time?
Full of beans, 10 of 10.
You look really excited. Thanks, Larry. No, we went all right, eh?
Yeah, I always want to start a podcast.
Do you?
Yeah, and just talk about the league, probably weekly.
Like what thing does
we got a little living room spot. I might.
Oh, there we go.
We don't do nothing to it. I might.
I reckon you could hide one of these mics and take it home.
No.
But just in terms of wrapping up too, the last thing we want to do is head back to the first thing we said, ideas from the fans. Do I look at a camera? Is there a camera on me? I don't know. Which one? This one? Middle one? Okay. Fans, look at me. Look me in the eyes. Interact with us. Give us some questions. Give us some ideas. Give us, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to know from the players? What candy does Cam eat? What rap song is Larry going to rap about? What's Ben going to yell at next?
I think, like you said, it doesn't have to be questions. It could be like a segment as well. If there's, a quick fire 60-second segment, if there's, a top three cool. segment, just like little things to bring to us. Obviously, like we said, this is our first time. I think you've done an unbelievable job, Salty. I think, obviously, Cam and Larry as well have done a great job being the first one. And we want to do this, it's a great way for our fans to get to know us a little bit more, get to 100%. See a different side to us. So, smashed it.
Cool. So thanks for being here with us. Hey, where's your clapper? Game over.
LA Smooth out.
Oh, here it is.